Welcome to Coach Magic, the show for the woman who is all in on creating a life, business, and family that's beyond her wildest dreams. I'm Jenny Fennig, and I am so excited to help you get confident, focused, and paid. Let's rewrite the rules and get moving in the direction of your deepest desires. Ready, set, go. Okay, everyone. Welcome to Coach Magic. This is a live edition of Coach Magic. I'm so stoked to be with you. I'm opening this up on my phone. This is a little technique I do when I'm live broadcasting from Zoom and I'm doing it to Facebook. I'm like, let me just make sure it's where I want it to be and it looks good. That's a trick. Okay. It helps keep my anxiety and questions at bay. Like, is this working? So y'all do what you got to do the work. Okay. So welcome to Coach Magic. We have a special guest for you. We have been broadcasting this live speaker series all month. We have interviewed so many amazing women, and I've just really, really enjoyed sharing their stories with you and sharing their energy with you. This show is all about helping you get clear and get confident on how you can help your people with your gifts. You are given these gifts. A lot of them are intuitive. You've developed other gifts through the years, through your experiences, through your education, through your work, through your relationships, through just life. And there is this craft that you can utilize to help people. And that craft is called coaching. You can do it. You can utilize this craft of coaching as a coach. And our guests this month are coaches. And you can utilize this craft by receiving coaching. It's just this beautiful, beautiful tool that is available to us. And so I want to introduce you to an amazing woman who came through our coach certification. She was one of our youngest ever students. And I will tell you that she is one of the most wise women who I've had the opportunity to help and connect with. Her name is ELIZA SLOANE. She's a creative artist, chef, yoga teacher, and intuitive coach. She loves using creative self-expression and the evolutionary journey of the soul in her work with clients. She's passionate about self-growth, healing, and being self-led. She's going to talk tonight about why she chose the path of a coach, or perhaps why it chose her. And she's going to share, and we're going to talk about this, the power of holding space for people, specifically clients, for those of you who are called to coaching in all of its forms, whether it be one-on-one, group coaching, retreats, all the ways that we can do this thing. There is this thing that we get to do, which is hold space. And it's a beautiful, beautiful gift that we offer. And it's something that we can get stronger at by understanding that it is a thing that we do. And how do we do it? And how do we handle certain situations that will come up? So I know this is something that ELIZA is really passionate about. So ELIZA, welcome to Coach Magic.
Thanks, Jenny. So I kind of started my whole journey back in 2016. Mm-hmm. I started getting really passionate about like food and health and wellness. And I kind of realized that my life was not what I wanted it to be. So I actually went vegan and I started to create all these recipes and cook for myself and take care of my body. And it completely changed my life. It changed everything. And so I went to culinary school and I started working as a chef and I started doing like holistic nutrition. And that's kind of where my journey into wellness and healing started. I have this thing where whatever's working for me in my life is what I want to share and I want to help other people with. So at first it was the food thing, and then I did a yoga teacher training and it became the yoga thing. And then I realized that it wasn't quite it and I needed something else. And I had been really into astrology and the tarot, and I needed kind of like a container to give myself access to be able to work with clients in a way that felt good to me. And I needed more tools and the ability to really work with people one-on-one and dive deep into people's stories and beliefs and thoughts and fears and emotions and all of that. So that's kind of what led me to the coaching program.
Way to go. I mean, you just wove that right in. And y'all, this is, ELIZA said, this is her first like live stream, right? Live stream interview. I said,
A little
girl,
nervous.
the first of many, the first of many. And I have to tell you, I get so much pleasure out of bringing my people on, clients, graduates of programs, like bringing you on, because I know for some of you, yeah, it is the first time that you've done this. And hey, we've got to start somewhere. It takes a lot of courage to share your story on video or in a room. And so I just want to applaud you, Eliza, for doing that. And you seem like a natural. You just dove in and you were able to talk about those steps, that pathway. And that to me is always fascinating to hear, like, yeah, what led you to this point? What led you to this point? And you just said you had this kind of awakening in 2016 where you realized, oh my gosh, like food for me, once I changed how I was eating, what I was eating, I just felt so much better. And I'm the same way as you, Eliza. When I find something that works for me, that I'm like, oh my God. I have to tell people. I mean, it's like if I don't, well, first off, I'm not being myself. And secondly, I feel like I'm not being forthright, because I have found something that works so well. It's changed my life. I feel so much better. And I know that it can help someone else. And so that's what I do. And that's what it sounds like you did. It was like you went from culinary school, then you really moved into that holistic nutrition. You found the yoga. You're like, great, yoga teacher training. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell everyone about yoga. And then, oh, this is good, but it's not the whole thing. And so you kept on cruising, astrology, tarot, and then wait, there's this other thing that would help me really blend all this stuff up. Like I could put all of it in this package and help people. And that to me is the magic of coaching, because you don't have to just hang in one spot. And I always show, I went through yoga teacher training too. And it was so amazing, like cracked me right open, changed my whole life as a result. But I realized, like you, this isn't totally it. I'm really not meant to teach asana. Like I give credit to anyone who can. I mean, I could if I had to, but that's not my gift. And it allowed me to see, like when I found coaching, like, oh, wow, I joke, like I pretty much teach yoga. People just don't know it because I'm not teaching asana. But the purpose of yoga is to achieve mastery over the mind. And so that's what coaching allows you to do. And you can help, as you said, help someone really identify, like, what are those thoughts that you're having? What are your beliefs? Is that really true? Like, do you really believe that anymore? Does that have to be the way for you? These values that you've been living, is that real for you now? And so this whole thing, what I love about your story is that you just kept going until you found the thing that you could settle into. So what, for you, when you think about like how you want to do things and this whole idea of like holding space for clients, just talk about your take on that. Like, what is your viewpoint on what is holding space and how do you do that right now with your clients?
Sure. So to me, holding space is really allowing the client to unravel their own story and their own experience with, like prompts or questions, or just being there. And sometimes just being there is enough. And like being present, a lot of times that can be really powerful in and of itself, just being present with someone, there with them. So to me, like holding space I intuitively do it different ways for different people, because I feel that everyone needs something different. So I'm always trying to see what that person needs at that moment. And a lot of the time it's just being present and tapping in intuitively to asking the right questions, allowing the person to go into their own mind and unravel things themselves. And that's I don't know, that's what I'm really passionate about. And also what I really think needs to be taught more is just how to hold space and how to be there with someone else when they're going through something. yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's a really beautiful way to say it. And I like how you talked about this intuitive sense that you have, that every person, you can show up unique to them based on their constitution and based on how you're the intuitive hit you're getting on like what they need that day, and that's a great, that's a gift, that's a skill as well. It's obviously like why we created Magic Makers Coach certification, where we really focused on the intuitive nature, because I've been a coach for a long time, and I came through like a classic coach training way, it seems like 8,000 years ago, but it was back in 2008.
Mhm.
And it was, I really learned a lot, but I felt like there was that intuitive piece in any kind of like straight up businessy, like strategic type place. Some of that would be missing. And I feel like this awesome thing that we really all have, but a lot of us have forgotten, or it's just gotten like numbed out or kind of like shaken out of us because it feels very soft. And to me, the intuitive hit that we get, where we might be with someone and you can just tell like something's going on, you can just feel it, you might see it in their face, if you can, you're seeing their face, or you can hear it in their voice, you can just feel it in their energy. That right there, like the willingness to trust the instinct that you have, like that hit
Right.
that
Yeah.
you're getting,
Yeah.
and be able to open up and say, like, hey, I'm feeling something right now. It's like, how are you today? Or is there something you want to share with me as we're getting going? Or what's your, like, just one word. I do this a lot in my sessions. Like, what's one word to describe your energy right now? Like, what are you bringing into the room? And this is a skill that you all, like, you might be watching this going, do I have what it takes to be a coach? Do I want to do that? Like, how could I become stronger in what I do? And so I encourage you, and I think Eliza, you're doing an awesome job with this, to trust those hits that you get, and to like really create that space for your clients. Sometimes clients think that they have to like freaking be perfect or something to do the work. Like, oh, I've had clients like, I'm having a bad day, so I don't think I should come to the session. I'm like, that's why you're coming. Like, that's why, like, please be willing. And so what I'll say to people is, hey, one word to describe your energy. And just so you know, especially for people who are like newer to my work, the rule here is that we're honest. Like, the rule here is anything goes. Like, the rule here is like, be upfront with what's real for you. Because if somebody just had some really hard news come through, or they just been dealing with sickness, or there was this incredible win and they want to be in a space where they can be celebrated for that, it's all open. Like, it's all here. And that is what it is, to hold brave space, where we can play with this, where you're not going to be judged, where you're not going to be criticized, where it's going to be like, wow, oh, it's like where you really can just allow them to be who they are and to share. So how does that feel for you when you are doing this work, like having been through all the pieces that you've been through with your life to date, when you're working with a client and you're able to just hold that space for them, and invite them to open up, invite them to consider something that maybe they haven't considered? Like, how does it feel for you in terms of your own satisfaction for this?
I mean, it's really an honor, like, is really what it is. It feels incredibly, it's just an honor to have someone trust you and be able to be vulnerable in that way with you. And I remember in the beginning of the coaching program, I was having some hormonal stuff going on, and it was really hard for me to articulate what was going on in the classes.
Mhm.
And I had a really hard time opening up and sharing, and it was really new to me. And I just remember I was like getting iron. I was getting like an iron IV because I was like, I needed iron because I was anemic. And you were doing a meditation, and it was like, I just remember sitting there and everything just got really still. And I was just like, this is like safe for me to share and for me to be myself and to speak up and express myself. And so that's really like the goal that I want to have with my clients, is to be safe, and it's a safe space. It's not going to be, no judgment. Um, really just anything is okay. And that's kind of the goal of the work that I do. And it just feels so good for me. Like, it really just fills my heart, and just it's it's like a gratifying feeling beyond words. It's like, this is why I'm here, you know? It's like, this is what I'm like made to do. So
Yes.
it's, I'm like gonna tear up talking about it, but
I'm just so happy for you. I
yeah.
feel like I'm like, yes, yes. I mean, because that is really it. Like that right there is freaking it. Because when you go through your life and you're kind of, you feel like you're getting closer. It's like, you kind of like taste a bit of it when you're in some, because my path to coaching was by way of doing things that I was good at and like successful at, but just felt like I was in the wrong room, like, I got to get out of here. And then the feeling was, am I ever going to find it? Like, am I ever going to find the thing that just feels so gratifying, that feels like this is why I'm here. This is what I'm here to do. This is the highest and best use of me. And there were times when I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to find it. Like, I think there's something wrong with me. Like, why can't I just be satisfied in these other things? But when you have, this is where the intuition is there, like the inner voice, however you all describe it, when that thing is nudging you to keep going, it's like, trust me, keep going, be willing to go through that pain of change, be willing to go through that pain of people going, what? Like, you're quitting, you're moving, like, what are you doing? The questions, because there is that nudge that says to you, it's out there, but you're not going to find it by staying where you are. You have to be willing to adventure and explore and put yourself in rooms where you're like, I don't know anyone, and I might be going through this thing, or like for you dealing with anemia, and there is it's hard. A lot of people aren't willing to do that. And so I just want to commend you, Eliza, for willing to do that. Put yourself in a room. Are you going to like it? Like, who are these people? What are you going to learn? Like, where's this going to take you? And then you get the experience of, oh my gosh, I get to do this. And how cool is it that you get to do it from home? Like, you don't have to go. And like, I have a lot of yoga teachers who come through various programs, but certainly the coach certification, yoga teachers, massage therapists, people who have like Reiki healers and those are wonderful modalities, and thank goodness that they exist. But that knowing that, hey, you can help people from your bedroom, like from your living room. You don't have to go in and travel all around. And certainly this last, almost 2 years, where we've had this very interesting existence with living through a pandemic, when a lot of things have had to change. It's this incredible opportunity to know you can work from wherever you are. You could decide you're going to go like take off and go live in Hawaii or wherever you're going to go. But you don't have to say to your client, sorry, I can't see you because I'm going to be gone for 6 months. You can work with them for wherever you are. Like, how has that been for you? Just that knowing that it can be very woven into your everyday life.
I think that's like the best part, because I've always been pretty entrepreneurial. When I was really little, I made jewelry and sold it at like my local fairs. And, I did my own culinary thing and baked a bunch of pies for Thanksgiving and sold them when I was like 17 or 18. So I've always been very entrepreneurial, and the idea of working for myself and being able to build my own schedule and tailor my life to me, to fit my needs, is very appealing. And it's just, I don't know, it's like you're building a relationship with the clients and their schedule and your schedule, and you're kind of building this trust within yourself to get all of these components of your life in a way that works for you, while still, being responsible and taking care of yourself and getting all the pieces together and everything aligned.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. That to me was a huge driver when I first realized, like, oh, this is a thing. I wanted to be able to work, like my litmus test, like the freedom piece was, I wanted to work where I wanted, when I wanted, and with whom I wanted, like that right there. And so this checked all the boxes. And it really, and I think as you continue to go on from here, Eliza, and for anyone else tuning in, thinking about like, well, where could you take this? Or if you're someplace now, like, how could you layer this in, or how could you make it bigger? You can turn it on higher. You can dial it back if you have certain things going on in your life. I certainly have done that, with 3 kids, our lives are, I always say it's like how my life is now. It's like 10 years from now, it's going to look so different, and my business will change to reflect that. And to me, this is one of the most creative careers you can be in, because it's constant self-expression. And you really are needing to do your own work on this, where you're realizing like there's just another layer to examine. And so I find that you do, not only are you doing incredibly powerful work with your clients, but you're doing incredibly powerful work with yourself, and you become who you really are meant to be in this life. And that to me is just extraordinary. What would you say to someone who is considering, like, at that place of, hey, maybe this coaching thing is for me, and they're looking into our program, the one that you went through, Magic Makers Coach Certification? What would you say to someone, or what would be kind of like one of the parts of that program that you thought were just super freaking awesome, that were like really helped you on your path, just to give someone that insight of what they might be able to expect?
I would say definitely do it. Definitely do it. You may be scared, but definitely do it. It's worth it. And you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about yourself. You will learn a lot about how to work with other people. And I loved the masterminds, and I also loved the group sessions at the end where we did practice coaching. I know I never did. I was too scared, but
But you observed.
I watched, yeah, and I loved that because I saw all these incredible women go from, being very new to coaching to being able to very successfully coach someone through something at the end of 4 or 5 months. So it was incredible, yeah, just to watch everyone transform and grow and become more confident and use their voice and stronger.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, that's really how we set it up. Like, we want everyone freaking doing it. I mean, the only way you're going to do it is just do it. And it will feel scary at first. You're like, what am I doing? Because you're trying to find your words and you're trying to like piece everything together. But we really create a safe space to come in and practice and play and just try things on for size and get feedback, and then apply it in your own business with your clients who literally are looking for you right now. Like, you have people, ELIZA has people, everyone has people who literally want to work with you right now. And a lot of them are already in your life. Like, they know you. I mean, I always say to people, you don't start your business doing business with enemies. Like, you're going to have friends of friends. This person knows so-and-so. I remember one of my first clients I met at my friend's birthday party, and I was just telling this, like, oh yeah, I quit my job and I become a coach and I'm into that and I'm having such a good time and it's amazing. And I was just so happy and I was so excited. And she was like, I need to work with you. And she did. She hired me. I mean, it was like, let's go. And so our job is to really share a joy. And there's such a great feeling when we literally have genuine joy for what we do. Like, we are happy. We are happy. We feel like we're living on purpose. ELIZA, where can people find out more about you on the socials? Like, where can people kind of check you out and stay connected to you?
Yeah, so I have a website. It's elizagsloane.wixsite.com.
Cool.
And that has a little bit of information about me. It also has some info on astrology readings, tarot readings, and coaching. So
nice.
that's the main place, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, good. I love that. Yeah, I love how astrology is so awesome. How you've really done a nice job of just layering it all up. And that's a tip I want to give to you all. Bring your unique blend of magic out into the world. I mean, there's a reason why we called our program Magic Makers Coach Certification. Magic is amazing. And when you don't dim your light, when you're not trying to like force yourself into this little box of what you think like you should do because that's like acceptable, or that's like what everyone else is doing. Like, make your way in the world by being all of you. Just bring that stuff out, because there are customers for every kind of business. Okay. And so if you are totally who you are, if you stand firm in the gifts that you bring out and the service that you bring out, and you're really, really confident that you can help people, then you will have people who want your help. Okay. Yeah, we are in the enrollment period for our last ever live class of Magic Makers Coach Certification. I don't know if you know this, ELIZA, but this is the last time I'm taking a live group through. I've been doing this for 7 years. Wow. 7 years. There's something around, the 7-year cycle?
Yeah, totally.
You know more about that than me. So yeah, I just know we've done amazing work. We have taken so many women through this process, and I've done it, through taking a group like Eliza was in, and I have gotten the hit that this is it. Like, this is it. We're going to go out really, really strong. And so for those of you who know that this is calling you forward, please check out what we have and submit your application, magicmakerscoach.com. I put on an incredible experience. This is an amazing program. The content is world-class. What year was that? It was a few years ago. I was a Silver Stevie Award winner for Coach of the Year. I have a deep love for coaching, and I really made it my mission to train people to become coaches, to train women to become coaches, to tell you what I know, not just about coaching, but about intuitive coaching. And I'm proud of the work that we've done through the years. I'm proud of all the women who chose to get certified, like go the distance. That's something we offer with our program. And, after this next round, I will be, opening up space for the next level of my work. And so I just want to let everybody know, now's the time. Now's the time. You can go to magicmakerscoach.com. We have some awesome women who are in already, and I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to be rounding out this class with us. We start in November. I know it's like bittersweet, but this is something too, Eliza, everyone else. You're going to have cycles and seasons of your work. There'll be a point where you're like, I'm complete with that. You'll run a particular way of coaching. You'll run a particular program. You'll run a retreat, and you're like, it's done. It's done, where you just know, in order for you to open up to the next level of work or a different kind of a relationship or whatever, you've got to let something go. And so I'm really proud of all the things that I've done in my career. I'm proud of all of my clients. And I'm super, super excited that we're going to have an amazing class to help us round out this year and take us into the next year. So again, magicmakerscoach.com. You all can reach out to me if you have any questions. If you know Eliza and you come in through her, make sure you write her name on your application so we know that you all are connected. We like knowing if our grads send people our way, because that just tells me like, hey, yeah, you're probably going to be awesome. You're probably going to be awesome. If you know Eliza, you're probably going to be awesome. Okay. Eliza, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations with everything that you're doing and will continue to do.
Thank you so much, Jenny. It was a pleasure.
How'd your first live feel?
Oh, it was good. I feel good. I feel much calmer and relaxed now towards, I was a little nervous at first, but now I'm
normal.
Yeah,
totally. I have a program to teach women like the ins and outs of speaking on video, because I know this is like a fear for a lot of people.
It's hard. Yeah, it's scary.
You're like, oh my God. And the first assignment we have them do is to do a live in our Facebook group. Like, go on and do a live.
Nice.
You and you, it's like not with me, like you're going to figure it out and we tell you how to do it. But a lot of them are like, that's the first time I ever done that. I was really nervous. And so that's like my style and how I coach and how I teach. It's by you doing.
It feels fine. Also, like I feel fine.
Totally natural.
I feel fine now. Yeah.
And I hope that you will continue doing this, because this is something we teach you in our program too, is like really to work with the media, work with your message, get clear on who you are, what you stand for, and just to get out there and do it. I mean, get out there and do it. You cannot find people who want your help if you you can work from home. You can be working in your bedroom if you want to, but you got to let people know that you exist and that you can help them and you want to help them. And so we're going to help you get out there. That is like what I freaking love to do. And again, Eliza, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in here on Coach Magic. You're awesome. Y'all get out there, experience the magic of holding space like Eliza does, like I do, and just trust that if you're called to take the next right step in your life's work, then trust that call. All right. Be well, everyone. Thanks for being here on Coach Magic. Bye.